Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today into, well, the current state of Bitcoin and the wider crypto market.
Yeah, we've got some interesting stuff from sources like Analytics Insight, MarketWatch, Stock Titan.
Exactly. And the idea is really to piece together these latest moves, trends, maybe some surprising news.
So you can get a quick handle on what's actually happening out there because things have been, well, pretty active lately.
Definitely active. These sources give a pretty good snapshot. So maybe starting with Bitcoin itself.
Sure, the reports have it trading around $103,000, specifically near $103,172 at one point.
Right. And seeing about a 1.4% dip, I think over 24 hours. It tested lower too, below 102K briefly.
It did before bouncing back.
Right.
And what analysts are flagging is this consolidation.
Consolidation, meaning it's sort of trading sideways, finding its feet.
Pretty much stuck in a range. The sources put it roughly between $100,000 and maybe $107,000.
Okay. And there's a key level they're watching, resistance.
Yeah, resistance. A ceiling,
Yeah.
kind of, around $104,800. That's where it struggled before.
And consolidation like this, it often means a bigger move is coming, up or down.
It can, yeah. Like the
Yeah.
market's building pressure for a breakout or a breakdown. Decision time, potentially.
Got it. And it wasn't just Bitcoin, right? The whole market felt some volatility, big liquidation.
Oh, yeah. Serious volatility. We saw over, what was it, $983 million in leverage positions closed out, wiped out.
$983 million.
And most of that, like $883 million in leverage positions, was from long positions.
So people betting the price would go up.
Exactly. And when Bitcoin and Ethereum dropped sharply, those leveraged bets just got automatically closed, liquidated.
To stop bigger losses.
Right. It tells you there was quite a bit of, let's say, optimism built on leverage, and that correction just washed it out.
A market washout. Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of Ethereum, sources said it dropped about 6.5%.
Yeah, and technically it broke below its 50-day EMA support. That was a key point.
The 50-day EA. What does breaking that usually signal to traders?
Well, the EMA smooths out recent prices.
Yeah.
Trading above it often means it acts like a floor support. So breaking below it, like ETH did, can signal weakening short-term momentum, maybe more downside coming. Sentiment shifts.
Right. Shifts the mood a bit. Okay. So beyond the charts, there was some interesting company stuff too. Trump Media, an ETF filing.
That's right, a Bitcoin ETF proposal from them. Truth Social Bitcoin ETF, BT, I think it's called.
Huh. And they're partnering up.
Yeah, with Crypto.com and Yorkville America Digital, aiming for a NYSE ARCA listing, if regulators approve, of course.
Interesting. Still seeing companies trying to bridge TradFi and Bitcoin.
Definitely opens potential doors for, different kinds of investors.
And on the mining side, HIVE Digital, big increase in hash rate.
Yeah, pretty significant jump. 58% increase recently. Their total computing power, the hash rate, hit 10.4 exashash per second.
10.4 EHs.
Right,
That's a
right.
lot of power.
It is, and they're aiming for 25 EHs by Q4 2025. That's a major scaling effort.
Shows a serious investment. And the sources mentioned their production target, over 12 Bitcoin a day.
At that future rate, yeah. And crucially, they mentioned getting mining costs below $50,000 per Bitcoin.
Cost efficiency. That's got to be key, especially with mining getting harder.
Absolutely vital for profitability.
We also saw Binance put some assets on notice, a monitoring tag.
Mm-hmm. It's basically a warning flag. These assets might risk getting delisted if they don't keep meeting Binance's standards.
Like volume development, network stability,
Right.
things like that.
Exactly. Those kinds of things. Puts the pressure on those projects.
And then you get these like really specific, almost surprising moves. That Mabaka coin.
Yeah, that was fascinating. A religious-themed coin saw a huge surge, 92%, right before Eid al-Adha.
Wow.
It just shows how, specific cultural events or maybe just festive speculation can drive interest in niche assets, totally separate from everything else.
Totally separate. Meanwhile, you've got something like Tron TRX just sort of consolidating below resistance, minor weakness.
Right, around 0.2724 calls, below that 0.275 cent level, and XRP. Some bearish signals, according to analysts.
Yeah, technical patterns suggesting maybe a drop towards $1.94 if it breaks support around $2.05.
But importantly, the analysts also noted if it breaks above $2.35.
That bearish idea is off the table.
Exactly, invalidated. Could mean gains instead. Shows how fast these technical pictures can change.
So quite a mix. We've hit Bitcoin consolidating, those big liquidations showing volatility.
ETH breaking support, specific outlooks for TRX, XRP,
Then the company news, the ETF filing, HIV mining bigger.
the Binance warning, and even that Mumbraka surge showing cultural impact.
So pulling it all together, what does this mix tell us?
Well, I think what these sources really highlight is just how complex the crypto market is. It's not one thing driving it.
Right.
You've got technical trading patterns, support, resistance, then huge market forces like those liquidations.
And company strategies, regulatory news like ETFs.
And yeah, even these unique cultural moments or community buzz, it's all churning together.
It really is dynamic. Predictable patterns mixed with, well, the unexpected. So the question for you listening is, how do you see these different forces playing out?
Yeah. How might this mix of technicals, new investment routes, company moves, even cultural things, how might that shape what happens next? What part of all this stands out most to you?